Okay, good evening everyone. It is 7:01 p.m. and I hereby call to order the July 2024 meeting of the Village of Tivoli Board of Trustees. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We will begin with the village clerk's report. Clerk Bruno, please.
Yes, we passed month there were 419 trash tags sold. 2 payrolls were processed by Treasurer Bay. She has also been working with the planning board lately. Upcoming on Saturday, July 27th, 2024 is yard sale day. Permits are still available. They're $10 if you choose to have a sale at your home, $20 if you will require rental space. If you come in for your permit by this Friday, July 19th, you will make the map. But you can still sign up through Friday, July 26th to have a sale, but your spot will not be on the map. Saturday, August 10th will be cleanup day, and pickup will begin at 8 a.m. You can call the clerk's office to sign up, and you can obtain a list of acceptable and unacceptable items, along with a list which will reveal what larger items that you can pay extra money for. The summer camp and community day, I'll leave that to you.
Thank you.
So, along the lines of other things, TFD, and they're out right now. I hate to miss it. It's a very busy place. I'm steadily putting in much time into the organization and for the new members, and new and old. We've got a few new ones coming in soon. I would really have to say that I think the department is thriving, and progress reports and financial reports for FEMA and grant work do require a good amount of work, so it's kept me rather occupied. And our drawings have been submitted to Central Hudson for our solar project at Provost Park, and things are going quite well, and I would say that they're going rather smoothly.
Very good. Thank you, Clerk Bruno. Next we have minutes from our June 19th regular meeting. The board is not ready to approve these minutes tonight, so we're going to table that until next month. We're moving on to the treasurer's report. This month we spent $34,183.04 out of the general fund, and that is also our grand total, $34,183.04. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report? And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to pay the bills?
Move.
Sorry, I also vote aye on the treasurer's report. We got a motion to pay the bills from Baldino. Is there a second?
Second.
Major? All in favor? Aye. Moving on to a zoning report. Trustee Schilling, please.
The building permits reviewed, 13. Building permits issued, 9. Complaints, 0. Complaints investigated, 0. Zoning property maintenance violations, 2. Appearance tickets, 0. Municipal searches, 1. Inspections, 8. And fire inspections, 12.
Thank you very much. Building department's been staying very, very busy. They're making some real progress on some problematic properties, and that's excellent. They've been doing some office work, getting on top of some of the filing, and actually getting some more filing capacity. And there's 1 pair of garbage cans that was out for about 8 weeks, and it's finally back in the driveway. So I'm very happy about that. Woo! Every time I come into the village.
There's another pair that's been out for weeks.
Yeah, just refer it to them. They are writing those violations. So, all right. We're about to ask for public comment on agenda items, and we have a couple changes to the agenda. So I'm going to go through those first, and then we'll welcome any comment. Unfortunately, we need to table the final agenda item, which was the motion to refer the local law to the planning board. That's coming off. We are adding the fact that we're going to set a special meeting for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, July 24th. And we are also adding a resolution authorizing change in administrative procedures to permit 2 installment payments in connection with the Village of Tivoli LoSAP program. So if you're familiar with the LoSAP program, it's a modest but nice benefit for our volunteer firefighters after so many years of service and so many calls. They are vested in that program, and then I believe it's age 65, they can get a payout. And some of the rules were changed recently. The directors of the TFD came in and presented to the board the fact that now, in addition to just choosing to take a lump sum, you could take it in 2 installments. And we don't see any problem with that, and anything we can do to support our wonderful volunteers, we're eager to do. So we've got that LoSAP resolution as well tonight. Is there any public comment on agenda items? Okay, we're going to get into it. I'm going to start with the LoSAP because it's right in front of me here. So this is an resolution authorizing change in administrative procedures to permit 2 installment payments in connection with the Village of Tivoli LoSAP program. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees, effective January 1st, 2025, the board authorizes the following administrative changes to the program. Installment options. At a participant's benefit commencement date, the participant has the option to be paid his or her account balance in one of the following forms: a one-time lump sum or in 2 annual installments. Should a participant elect to be paid in 2 annual installments, the first payment shall equal 1/2 of the lump sum he or she would otherwise have been paid. The second payment will be equal to the remaining account balance calculated as of the next December 31st, reflecting actual investment income and/or expenses or other transactions that occurred during the program year. Should the participant die before being paid the second installment will be paid as scheduled to the designated beneficiary. Is there a motion to adopt this LoSAP resolution?
I'll move.
And the second?
Second.
Was Major followed by Schilling. We'll do a roll call, please. Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Our next item of business tonight is our year-end budget modifications. I'll thank everyone in the office who keeps track of the spending here, and our bookkeeper Michelle Gorski was in today, Tuesday, and settled the books basically for last year. Our fiscal year is June 1 to May 31. So these are budget modifications, all the budget lines that went over and the budget lines that went under, and she makes them all even out so that we can move on with our annual financial report, which is the AUD, not the ADU, and get that to the state comptroller. Trustees, we went over this in our workshop. Is there a motion to adopt the budget modifications?
I'll move.
And is there a second?
Second.
Second was Schilling. And we'll do a roll call. Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing a task order under agreement with Crawford and Associates Engineering and Land Surveying PC for the Watts to Peister Hall Preservation Grant. This is a grant that we will apply for some years ago when Cuomo was governor, and Cuomo, Andrew, not Mario. They took all the state funding and put it into a single grant deadline, which is at the end of July. So every July we find ourselves scrambling to identify grants and go for them. So there's a little flurry here. So this is one. I'm going to ask for a motion to put it on the table, and then perhaps the deputy mayor would do a little discussion on what we're doing here. Is there a motion to authorize this, we are calling it a task order?
Well, I'll
Do we-
move it and talk about it. How about that?
Let me get a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Major Baldino. Any discussion?
Yes,
Okay.
in fact. Okay, so here we are in the historic Watts to Peister Fireman's Hall, which was built in 1898, and it originally served as the consolidated firehouse, also the village offices, and there was a jail cell in the basement, which was simply referred to as the lockup. And over the years, it fell into disrepair to the point that in the 1990s, it needed a complete restabilization, renovation, restoration, and preservation. And that also included upgrading ADA compliance to add the elevator tower in the back. But again, time has gone by, and
Like 30 years.
like 30 years has gone by, and so it needs some more work. The cupola we now lovingly refer to as the drupola, and there are other small projects that need immediate attention. But this grant would be to provide stabilization where we need it and hit the really pressing items, but also to get a proper condition assessment done. And a condition assessment report is a big fat document that looks at the building from under the ground to the very tippy top, and looks at all of the various parts in it, the mechanical parts and the structural parts, and documents the condition, and also makes recommendations for the order in which things should be addressed, in order to preserve this remarkable, historic, and it's on the National Register of Historic Places. Like its significance has been recognized, and it's our responsibility as a community to keep it up. So that is the purpose of this grant. And then once we have this planning, hopefully we get this grant, we get the work done with the planning document, and then once we have that in the can, we can look to the future.
Chase the big bucks to do the work.
Exactly.
Very good. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Is there a motion to authorize this task order? We did the motions in a second. Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. And we will keep our fingers crossed that we win, and be happy to work with Crawford in the next couple of weeks to get that together. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing submission of an application for a New York State Department of Environmental Conservation non-agricultural, non-point source stream culvert repair and replacement planning grant. Say that 3 times fast.
Is there an acronym for that?
Well, DEC's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I want the whole thing.
I call this the culvert grant for Broadway. So that big culvert over there by Plain Hall, where all the water drains out, this would be to, we have a pretty good sense of what that culvert is like already, but it would be to completely analyze the existing culvert, design a higher capacity, better functioning new culvert, such that we could then build it. So this is just the design. This does not include that actual construction, but you always got to have a design before you can build it. So this is also a nice grant because it has only a 10% match. So that's always nice when you can spend a dime and get 90 cents. Trustees went over this in the workshop, so we'll just move right along. Is there a motion? Did I do that already?
I don't think so.
Okay. Is there a motion? It's hot in here. It's getting hot. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Okay. And a second?
Second.
Okay, that was Schilling followed by Baldino. Roll call, please. Trustee Baldino.
Aye.
Trustee Schilling.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor.
Aye.
And I also vote aye. All right, I'm gonna keep track of my motions better for the rest of the day. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing submission of an application for a New York State Department of Environmental Conservation Climate Smart Communities Flood Risk Reduction Grant. So that's DEC and CSC, Flood Risk Reduction Grant. I'm gonna get the motions on the table, then we'll discuss. Is there a motion? Baldino, is there a second?
Good.
Schilling? Okay. Any discussion? Here we go. As I hope everyone knows and is excited about, Tivoli became a climate smart community officially a couple weeks ago. We are now bronze certified in the state program, joining scores of other communities around the state. And that allows us to access certain funding streams and score higher points in those grants than we previously did. And one of our two engineering firms, this one is Time Bond, identified a significant opportunity. This would be to do an $850,000 project that has a 20% match for the village. So that would be the grant amount we would ask for is $680,000, and we would be matching $170,000. The scope of work that we would do, for those who've been following us the last couple of years, you know that we did the village-wide flooding and drainage survey, that we had a series of public meetings, we had an opportunity for people to upload pictures of flooded areas, and that we then identified the two worst areas in the village, which are Furrow Avenue and northern Montgomery Street area, as well as Memorial Drive and Madeline Court and that area. In our previous work, we had already had conceptual designs of what sort of work would be done in those areas to alleviate some of the flooding. That's conceptual design. It's not like, here, you can go build this today. So this grant would be to do that construction design as well as the construction itself. So we know that we have residents in those areas and a few others who have been suffering from increasingly severe flooding, storm events. We've had Memorial Drive has now been closed on several occasions. I mean, we're talking water like this, which is of great concern. And of course, over in the Furrow area, you know, that street currently has no stormwater infrastructure at all. No catch basin, no storm pipe, nothing. So it's a big grant, it's a great opportunity, and we hope that you know, people in the village recognize that we recognize their need and we are going for it. We're going to try for this grant. So with that, is there a roll call, please? Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
And I also vote aye. Okay, next we have a resolution authorizing the award for the Community Development Block Grant Firehouse Drainage Project. After meeting with our village engineer, receiving, I believe it was 5 bids from various vendors, and discussing them carefully, we are deciding to award this job to Frank Vosberg and Sons Incorporated in the amount of I'll just read it. Whereas the base bid of Frank Vosberg and Sons Incorporated in the amount of $105,600, not including any of the alternates, for the project has been determined to be the lowest responsible bid for such work as provided in the specifications on file with the village clerk. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Tivoli as follows. Mayor Griffith, or in his absence or unavailability, Deputy Mayor Major is hereby authorized to and directed to accept the foregoing bid for the project and execute a contract in such form provided by the specifications, subject to the provision of a certificate of insurance and bonds and further documentation as required by the bid specifications. So congratulations to Frank Vosberg and Sons. They have worked with us many times on many projects. They're always great to work with. They do good work. They're local, and we're very excited to be working with them again on this project. Is there a motion to award to Frank Vosberg and Sons? And a second?
Second.
The second goes to Schilling. Roll call, please. Trustee Baldino?
Aye.
Trustee Schilling?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Major?
Aye.
I also vote aye. Okay. So, our last item, is there a motion to set a special meeting of the village board for 6 p.m. on July 24th? That is a Wednesday. That is next Wednesday. Moved by Baldino, second.
Yeah, aye.
Schilling, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're gonna get together next Wednesday. The next board meeting will be held Wednesday, August 21st at 7 p.m., preceded by a workshop at 6 p.m. here at the historic Watts de Peister Hall. And we have our regular workshop on August 14th, 2024, 6 p.m. Moving into committee and trustee reports. Trustee Schilling, do you have anything you want to speak about tonight?
Just that conversations are still ongoing with Kendall Sustainable and ourselves and the town of Red Hook regarding the cap landfill. So we're going to have more discussions this coming week.
Right, we had to cancel this week, so
Yeah.
we'll pick it up next week. All right, thank you, Trustee Schilling. Trustee Baldino?
So I can read both the court report and the monthly police report. I'll do that first.
Thank you.
So for the month of May, we had a total of 16 incidences, 7 uniform traffic tickets, 3 parking tickets, and 0 arrests. For the month of June, we had 15 incidents, 5 uniform traffic tickets, 2 parking tickets, and 1 arrest.
Thank you.
And the court report, the total money collected and remitted to the state controller, we have $1,245 in fines, $807 in surcharges, 0 in civil fees, for a total of $2,052.
Thank you, Trustee Baldino. Deputy Mayor Major?
As always, I'd like to give a shout out to the Tivoli Free Library for their great programs and events, and I would encourage everyone to go to the Tivoli Free Library website and check that out. There's something there truly for everyone. And in these challenging times, I would like to just talk about the restorative effects of nature. Get out in the bays, go for a walk, clear your mind, watch out for the poison ivy, take a paddle, just get out there and enjoy all the beauty that is around us, because it's there.
How about home gardening?
In
Is
the
that
darkness.
good?
Home gardening,
That counts?
perfect, yes.
Okay.
Home gardening, historic site gardening.
Ticks.
Ticks, oh yeah, don't get ticks and poison ivy, watch out. And while we're talking about historic sites, the Claremont Harmonies on the Hudson series has another event coming up on the 25th, July 25th, 6 o'clock. And it's great. I mean, Claremont, it's a beautiful state site, and it's free. Take a picnic, and they always have good music. So enjoy the sunset and just get out.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Well, it's getting warm in here, so I'm going to keep it pretty short. Clerk Bruno reminded everyone about Yard Sale Day and Cleanup Day. I'm going to add one more thing to that, which is the Tivoli Children's Summer Recreation Camp, Tivoli Rec. And I will say of all 3 of those things, don't wait to sign up. At some point we do close the registration, and if you think you're going to do any of those 3 things, sign up tomorrow, please. That would help. So, Tivoli Children's Camp, we've got, if your ages, if your kids 5 to 12, it runs for 2 weeks from August 5th through 16th. So Monday through Friday and a Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's a great program. It's one of my favorite things of the whole year. I'm pleased that we have so many counselors returning who worked for us last year. That'll be a big help, partly because they kept their t-shirts from last year, so we don't have to buy more t-shirts. Save a buck there. Although I said if you trashed it, I'll get you one. I'm also thrilled that we have 3 counselors in training this year, young women who went to our camp, who are too old now, but they're now 15 and they qualify for that CIT position. Tivoli hasn't had any CITs as long as I've been doing the camp, which is about 10 years. So this is really exciting to have those alums still want to come back and be at camp and help the younger kids. And hopefully next year we can pay them to be counselors. So that'll be great. And we're closing the registration for that on Friday, July 26th at noon. So don't wait. And Tivoli Community Day, another favorite of mine. August 3rd, Saturday, in the park. We're going to have a band. The TFD's doing beer. We're going to have all sorts of games. The Sesquicentennial Games Committee from 2 years ago, we're still getting work out of those people, even though I was 2 years
Get your money's
ago.
worth.
And that'll be fun. We're gonna do the community photograph at 5 o'clock, and I will try very hard to not snap that picture while people are still running down Pine Street, which happened last year. But like, don't try and show up at 5 to 5. You should be there hanging out all afternoon. So anyway.
So you can look as sunburned as everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, sweaty and sunburned, and so the community photograph, and then we're gonna have some more music and hopefully some DJ dancing. I think we can go right up until 10 o'clock, which is the village noise ordinance. So, Community Day on the 3rd, hope to see you there. At this time, we would love to open the floor for any public comment on any topic. Yes, Jeanette?
I would like to ask Deputy Mayor, who will be doing the evaluation of the building?
We have a couple of different preservation architects who we've reached out to. So it's a really specific document. So I mean, there's I know two that we're soliciting proposals from are Matt Alexander of Old Homes Restoration, and he's up in Athens, or Cairo rather, and also Marilyn Kaplan, who's in Albany, and she prepared a condition assessment and actually a historic structures report, which is like a condition assessment with like sort of social history and like the history of the building and context. She did that for the Red Church up the road, and these documents are the kind of thing that I like to stay up late reading. So both of them, Matt did one for Montgomery Place, which is really terrific.
You probably are aware that the Library Facilities Committee is also doing a feasibility study for possibilities of space renovation, and it seems to me that those two things would possibly work together.
Yeah, I had a call yesterday with Abigail, who's on that committee,
Right.
and we went through a whole number of things, and I was able to tell her about what we're up to, so that the landlord and tenant are on the same page, and we probably can get double bang for something they figure out that benefits us, something we figure out that benefits us and them.
Great.
And we so fortunately we're all caring about where we work, right? So
Thank
we
you.
had a nice conversation. Okay, with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Major followed by Baldino, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 7:29 PM. Thank you very much, folks.